Hey everybody, I am here with Loopy Godinez, current campeona from LFA Fighting League. Loopy, so nice to talk to you. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so much for taking in the time to chat with me. How are you doing, my dear?
No, thank you so much for doing this. I'm doing really good, really happy. Excited for this 2021.
Yeah, you've been on a roll. Like I know you. Those that don't know, like I know you personally. We trained together for years, and I love seeing good things happen to good people. And I know how hard you work. And your last fight was so amazing that I was like, okay, I have to take the time to talk to you. I haven't seen you in a couple of years. You looked amazing. First of all, like how have things changed since then? How does it feel to be a champ?
Anything haven't changed.
Yeah.
Haven't changed anything. I'm just keep training, the same, nothing have changed. So it's just, I just see us, I want to step up,
Yeah.
Which that's what it is, because the goal is still ways away.
So, I mean, that was kind of my last question. Like, what is the goal? I just know you're such a workhorse. You're always working so hard that, I mean, just the evolution over the past few years was noticeable for me, who understands, kind of both sides, being like a commentator as well as an ex-fighter. We see things a little bit differently. So it's so awesome to see the fight there. I was in there. I could hear Ken in your corner, and all I could hear was him saying, beautiful, beautiful. And you were on point. Everything was sharp, and it was so much fun to watch. Now that you're the champ, or do you feel ready? Obviously, you're one of the top ranked women in Canada. Are you ready for that call? Would you like to defend your belt, get a little bit more experience, or are you waiting for that phone to ring? And then that would be obviously the top monetary goal. But is that what you have? Like, what's going on in your brain?
Yeah, well, of course I'm ready. I'm ready right now to go in the UFC, and the goal is to, of course, be in the UFC, stay in the UFC, because one thing is getting to the UFC and then stay in the UFC. We see a lot of people not making it, after a few fights. So that's one of the goals, and the main goal is, of course, winning the belt, right? The be champ. So still working hard towards that, and still lots of improves to make and everything. But I'm ready to, as I said it before. Right now, I'm ready to fight in there with, like, in the top 10, with the top 10 girls. But I know I had to work, I had to work to get there, and whatever the opportunity comes up, we're just going to take it.
Yeah, no, that's the one thing I know about you is, like, you take any fight, anytime, anywhere, step in on short notice. And it was like, oh man, did you ever like put it on that girl at the end of the fight? Like, there's swinging so heavy and landing. It was just so amazing. Like, that's what's so fun. You're so fun to watch. That obviously that's exactly what Dana White, that you're made for the UFC, because you like to throw, you like to go in the fire, throw down, and you are not scared. I know when we used to train, I'm a guy and I'm like way bigger than you, and you just come at me like it ain't no thing. Like you couldn't care less. I love that about you, and then I'd love to see you there. Like, it's great to see the evolution. The last girl you fought was extremely skilled, so that was like a big test. And I mean, that let the world know like how much of a badass you were, because that was like one hell of a fight. Like, guy, girl, no matter what. If you're a fan of MMA and you didn't see that fight, like, you better go watch it right after, because it was freaking amazing. So on that note, let's talk. Before we get to the fight, I want to know, how is training being? I haven't been training. I've been lazy as hell, so I'm wondering. It's really tough time to be a fighter. A lot of people are complaining it's hard to find fights with all the legalities and all that stuff. Pretty much most leagues have shut down. So UFC's done a really good job. You managed to you always take any fights that come your way. But how is what's the biggest impact like on your training? Like, who do you still grapple as much? Like, what does your team look like? I'm just so curious, because I'm so out of the loop.
Yeah, well, we pretty much have my bubble, right? That we just train like the same people, and that's it. We're not jumping around with other people, so that's pretty much how we're keeping the training. Of course, it's only few people. We don't have like a huge group of people, right? And my sisters.
You're lucky to have some like very athletic sisters, like very high level wrestlers. So I guess for you, I mean, that couldn't be any better. I mean, you guys probably grew up doing that, and now you're doing it at a professional level. So it's always nice to have that in the family, right?
Yeah, for sure. So that helps a lot. And yeah, I mean, the coaches, Ken and Avio, they're amazing.
Of course,
they always make it work. So it's good.
I never see Ken too much on the mats, to be honest. But I'm just curious. No, I definitely miss those guys. But that's actually one of my questions when we talk about the fight. So let's get into the fight. So I know Nabil wasn't there. He's got a newborn. Was that one of the reasons? Was it traveling? It just didn't quite work out. Was it weird for you not to have him there? Like, how did that feel with having half of your corner?
Yeah, it's always weird not to have them both. You know,
Yeah.
like my boyfriend came, so that was good. That was good. But yeah, it's different not to have them both. They're so goofy all the time, like in the back, you know. It's just like you know them.
Yeah, it's really funny. The one part I was like, you were like dominating so hard. I think it was the end of the 4th or 5th. She was on her back, and then I could hear Nabil saying, "Posture up, Loopy." I knew he wasn't there. I was like, "Posture up, Loopy," and I was like, "Triangle." And then I was like wondering if in your mind, looking that, if you felt like you were in any danger from the triangle. And then if you remember that part of the fight, it was like towards the end, she was on her back. She's obviously like desperate for submission. She looked very, very well versed, and then she was kind of breaking your posture. And then I was like, my heart was pounding, and it was just funny because I know Nabil was watching and thinking the same thing, but you couldn't hear that. Like, do you remember that moment? And did you feel threatened in any way, or did you recognize the danger of the triangle? Because I mean, you seem so calm and composed in there.
Yeah, no, I wasn't in any danger. Of course, it's dangerous anytime you know.
It looked like it from our perspective. I was like, okay, this girl wants a submission. You're getting comfortable because you're dominating. She's on her back, and then she kind of broke her posture. Those that don't know, like, that's the start to a triangle. And then I was just like, oh no, you know what I mean? Like, I just didn't want that to it's just so scary.
Yeah, no, you know, like, we train for this camp. We train so well. Like, everything that we thought that it was going to happen in the fight, it happened. Like when she jumped on top of me, when I was in her guard, like that position when she was getting the triangle, we drill all those. And I mean, I'm with 10 Planet. I see all these guys always inverting and coming from all over, you know, all the angles. So I'm used to that. And you know, I felt her strength when she was capping my arm. Like, I was like, she knows what she's doing.
Oh yeah,
right now.
You could tell.
I'm very careful.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, even though I was dominating the fight, I was never like, oh, I got like I wasn't just pleased. Like, I knew I had to be sharp because she's one of those girls that will submit you with, you know, with coming out of nowhere.
She finds a way to win. Like, she probably knew she was down and she was desperate. That's why desperate, like, you know, that's also dangerous. Watching that through, like, oh my God, like my heart was pounding like the whole time. It was such an awesome fight. Going into the 5th, did you know you were up? Did you think it was close? Because I know for me, like, I don't really remember what the hell's going on in a fight. Were you like, okay, I'm doing good, just keep going? Or did you know that you were well ahead?
I thought I was well ahead, but you never know. When you go to the judges, you never know, right? We see some weird judging sometimes. But yeah, I knew I was up, but I wasn't never like, oh, I'm just gonna run away and just like kill the clock.
Yeah.
I just wanted to brawl a little bit at the end, which, you know, is not like the smartest thing, but
that's not your style. Yeah, that's not your style to run away and kill the clock. That's why your fighting style is really made for the highest level, because it's just so fun to watch. And you guys both you know, like, put it on each other, and then you looked so strong in there. The first couple of rounds, you were kind of like throwing her around, and you just looked like. Even physically, like since like the last couple of years, like you look like so strong, and you're throwing heavy bombs. Like, the power in the hands was evident, and you were rocking her. It was just such a treat to watch. Like, that being said, going through such a war like that with a high level opponent, that's what made it so great. She was tough, and she kept coming, and she was still there. How long after that till you go back to the gym, and do you feel that you can go back into an actual fight? Because I mean, that's 5 rounds of war. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Well, when we came back to Canada, we had to quarantine for 2 weeks.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, and then I had this little thing here, so that had to heal. I just went back training after my quarantine was over.
Right.
And even at home, we were doing like mini workouts and stuff, so I didn't really stop.
That little thing was how many stitches? It looked gnarly from our end.
Yeah, that was like 3 or 4. It wasn't like super bad. But I mean, I'm glad it happened, you know, like more blood. It's kind of cool. I like it.
It made it epic. No, the pictures and everything. I love everything that you're posting since then. That's like, it's just so fun. So, I mean, yeah, that was wow. Congrats again. Honestly, like that fight alone, like you go watch back, like that's just a gem. Like you really pull it off now that you're the champ. Is there, you know, do you have a timeline? Do you think you might defend that belt, or are you just kind of waiting? Is that in the works, or is it kind of still up in the air right now?
Everything is still up in the air. You know, we're still we're waiting for that call. For stepping short notice.
Always.
You know, if anyone that gets injured or you know, COVID, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I'm ready. So pretty much I'm just keeping ready and see what the management say and make a plan soon.
Cool.
Soon here, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know your style is like any fight, anytime. So I was just curious as if the goal is to defend it as soon as possible, or maybe like hope for the best. Maybe your phone's ringing, and then maybe the next time we see you is in the UFC. Either way, can't wait to see you in there again. The one thing about you is like when I first met you, you come across as serious, but I love the fact that you're posting these videos of you dancing and salsa. It's like you're actually so funny, but there's a couple levels to get to before people know like the real Loopy, because you know what I mean? It took a while, and now seeing that, it's great to see that now. You got a lot of eyes on you. You're the champ. You know, you're top rank. You're gonna make it to the UFC. So yeah, I just really want to take the time to catch up. One, I haven't seen you. I miss you. You're doing so well. I'm really proud of you. I love you guys, the whole team. So you're training at a Titan, moved into an amazing location, so you kind of have everything set up. You got a crazy gym. Like, how's that? How's the transition?
Have you been to the gym?
I have. I've only seen it. I dream of it. I don't go to gyms anymore. I'm so lazy, but I would love to.
Yeah.
Soon enough.
Yeah, no, you gotta just like go and see it.
It looks amazing.
It's huge upstairs. We have like the little room. Well, it's not little anymore. It's they took the wall down, so like it's a big room for, I think it's gonna be kids class up there. And like they're gonna put like yoga, a bunch of stuff downstairs. Where the ring is so big.
It looks nice. Yeah, that's a crazy. Yeah. It's a sick ring. Like the Venom. I've seen the videos.
We have the weight room too. You know, it's amazing. It's really good.
You got everything you need. So I mean, on that note, I want to wish you, a wonderful year 2020. Like you with that fight alone for the year. I mean, that's something that you should really be proud of. Given these times, it's kind of a momentum killer, like for fighters. So it's like, I hope everything comes together, like whenever you want and you're ready, and that we can see you sooner than later and everything keeps progressing. But congrats on all the success and all the work you put in. I know how much that is behind the scenes, and you looked amazing in there, and I can't wait to see you again. And you're going to do some big things.
Thank you. And I hope to see you soon at the gym.
I know. I'm out of excuse. Pleasure to talk to you, Lupita. Thank you so much. And then, keep kicking ass, and we'll see you on the big screen.
Yes. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thanks, Loopy.
Bye.
Bye.